Sir, if you can hear me, please, you can just give a little welcome address to our community members.
Yes, I can hear you, Blessing. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the community. So, like Blessing said, this is our first time hosting a hangout, but we are sure going to make it worthwhile and also give you lots of information and value in this particular hangout. Thank you very much, Blessing.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. So we are going to move on. So, like I said, welcome to this virtual community bonding. Today, we are not going to be using any slide or asking anybody to present anything. It's just vibing. And the essence of this virtual community bonding that we are hosting is for our community members to understand that we care about you, Mastering Backend here, we care about you, and we actually have you in our minds, and we want you to grow. We want you to learn, we want you to grow. We also want you to connect with other members, people that are higher than us, people that are in the same level. We just connect. That's the essence of this virtual community bonding. So welcome once again. So we're going to have rules for this event. Please, every questions or every interaction, we should be respectful and no eating or any derogatory comments. Please, let's respect that. Also, you should always feel free to unmute your mic. First, signify by raising up your hands. Then feel free, if you're called, to unmute your mic and talk or contribute. Then use the chat button when needed, when we are asked to use it. Let's effectively use the chat. Then most importantly, let's just enjoy ourselves. It's all about vibing, and let's enjoy ourselves. So moving forward, we're going to have an icebreaker section. Everybody that is here, you're going to unmute your mic and introduce yourself, your name, your tech stack or area of interest, or one thing you're currently working. So please, I'm going to look at the role, and please, you can unmute yourself and let's introduce ourselves.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Issa, and I'm a front-end developer, so cybersecurity in progress. So thank you very much for the bet. I'm really grateful, and it's nice to be with you guys. Yeah.
Okay, Issa, welcome. Welcome so much. We're happy to have you here as well. So who is going next? The next person, please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for this opportunity. We appreciate. I am Olale Komakoli. I am a backend developer at Seedfy Lagos. I am so glad to be here to meet other tech enthusiasts. Thank you for all you do.
Okay, welcome. Oluwakani Abi. Yeah, Oluwakani. So welcome.
Olalekon.
Okay, Olalekon.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Olalekon, welcome. So who is going next?
Hello, my name is Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, software engineer with Husqvarna, UK.
Okay, welcome. Good to have you here. Welcome, Brown. The next person who is going.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Abdulaziz Rebayo. I am a backend developer. I stay at Nigeria, and thank you for organizing this session.
Okay, welcome, Abdulaziz. Welcome to our virtual community bonding. So the next person, please. Who is going next? Yeah.
Good morning. Good afternoon, rather, from Nigeria. I'm John Afariogun. I'm a software engineer, and it's wonderful being here.
Okay, welcome, John. Welcome. Who is going next? Okafo, and there's so many people here that have not spoken. Please introduce yourself.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Okafo from Nigeria. I'm a backend engineer with NetStack to be precise. It's wonderful being here, and I hope to go back with something amazing. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome, Okafo. So far, thank you for everyone that have introduced themselves. You can also drop the message and introduce yourself on the chat box, and we'll also read it out. So moving forward, so that will not take much of our time. So a follow-up question. How long have you been learning backend? If you want to speak, you can also raise up your hands and speak, or you drop it on the chat and we'll read it out. Okay, I think I'm going to be using Mr. Kafo, please. How long have you been a software developer?
Okay. I've been writing backend for over 5 years now, actually.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw another person, Wisdom. How long have you been a backend developer or a software engineer?
Okay, probably 2 years now.
Okay, that's good. Olaleko, how long have you been a software developer and engineer?
A year and a few months.
A year and 2 months. That's amazing. Okay. Every other person can drop on the chat box. This is great. At least I know that I'm talking to professionals, people that have experience. So that's good. So before we move forward, since our CEO is here, I want him to give a brief introduction of what Mastering Backend is about and what we do in Mastering Backend. Okay, sir, Mr. Solomon, please.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining in today. Like Blessing rightly said, today is going to be very conversational. So everybody would have the opportunity to talk and share their experiences, and then also ask lots of questions so that we can have an educated hangout today. So I'm going to share my screen and just walk you guys through what Mastering Backend is and exactly how we tend to produce production-ready backend engineers and the systems that we've been using to do that. All right, so let's start with what Mastering Backend is. So Mastering Backend is a platform where we produce job-ready and highly paid backend engineers. Okay, and over the years, we have been doing this, but before it all started, I think as to everything, there is like a story behind few things that people do. So for me, I actually wasted 4 years learning Java programming language, right? So the wasted in that is not that the programming language, turns out to be a waste, but it's more on the, pattern and processes and system that I used to learn Java when I was learning it. So I was so focused on, understanding the theories and, learning the syntax and all of that. But that was actually like a wrong way of learning, right? If you take a look at it. And that cost me a lot, 4 years of, digging deep into tutorials, watching YouTube courses and videos and all of that. Okay, until one day, right, I decided to do something about it. So after 4 years of learning Java, I wasn't able to build any application at all. And then one day I started, okay, let me try to build a Windows calculator, right? However I would do it, let me make sure that that Windows calculator is live, all right? That was the moment, things begins to change. And I actually did build that Windows calculator because I was doing Java at the time. And, Java at that time was Java SE, which we used to build desktop applications. So I finally did build that Windows calculator, but I tried, like I struggled, I failed several times, and I was literally sleeping on Stack Overflow just to make sure that I finally built that calculator. But when I did, right, or when I was struggling, a lot of things that I've come to notice that changed was in how I ask questions, how I search things on Google, and how I search things on YouTube. So instead of me doing like, what is this, trying to learn a particular syntax or a particular function in Java, I was trying to like search things like, how do I do this? How do I move a button from this point to this point, right? So you notice that learning shift helped me a lot in becoming a production-ready backend engineer. So from there, after building that Windows calculator, it became very, very interesting. And then I moved to like building, library system, hospital management systems, and other difficult ones. But the lesson in my story is that project-based learning isn't just, it's not just a better approach, but it's actually transformational. You're going to see the transformation from the way you've been learning, like your style of learning, to this new style of learning. That is what project learning does. You can also spot the problems that I faced when I was wasting my 4 years, tutorial hell, no practice experience, and then you notice career stagnations where I was like in a particular point for 4 years. I couldn't move. So when I changed my approach, it actually opens a lot of doors because I now become someone that can build stuff and then show that I have these things on my portfolio. So that same mindset and vision is actually what we brought into building Mastering Backend. So I'm building Mastering Backend to actually be a platform that I wish I had. And then with my team, we are building Mastering Backend to be a platform that we are giving to people to actually solve that problem of tutorial hell, stagnations. So the vision is to actually empower the next generation of software engineers to solve real-world problems and thrive in the global tech economy, right? So if you are able to have a portfolio of things that you've done, then I think that you'll be able to compete in the global market with your practical knowledge. So as of now, we're actually expanding not just backend engineering, but into AI engineering, cybersecurity, product engineering. So any kind of system, engineering skills that has to do with coding, but not on like the front end aspect, right? So that is exactly where we are. So if you look at the categories that we've mentioned here, it's in line with that kind of category that I've just mentioned. Okay, so that is what we are solving. That is the vision. The approach that we actually use to do this is very simple. It's just a 3-step approach. So the first one is learn. So we are going to allow you to learn, but you're not going to learn in a theoretical format. You're going to learn practically so that you don't go deep into that tutorial hell. For us, we've structured learning paths, courses, and boot camps in a format that basically follows this approach. And then when you're done with the learning part, we then move into like the build part. So the build part is where we integrate real-world projects into what you have been learning, so that you don't just stay in the theoretical aspect. You have things that you can look back at and say, okay, I actually built this. So that means I have enough skill to move into the grow part. Okay, so at the grow part, we actually try to show you different ways that you can learn high-paying job. So we start by teaching you different interviewing skills, by giving you platforms that helps you with mock interview. And then we give you certifications. And then we also give you like community mentorship where we teach you, different interviewing skills and invite other experts to help you with, career growth. So that is these 3 approaches that we've discovered that work over the years that we have been training other people. So wherever you are in the chain, so if you're a beginner, then you definitely should start with the learning part. But if you are intermediate a little, then you start with the build part, right? And then if you are advanced, we also have the grow part for you. Okay, so these different strategies actually makes us different from other traditional platforms. So let's take a look. For Udemy, for instance, they will give you courses, very high value courses, and then you go through it. So with this, you're still, going back to the theoretical part of learning, right? Because first, you don't have like someone that is dedicated or partner that is dedicated to helping you move away from that. All right. So no projects, no support. They just give you certificates, right? So we already have the experience with learning with Udemy. Okay, in backend, we have structured learning paths. So these are not just paths. These are structured learning sequence that helps to follow structurally and also integrate these learning approaches that we have discovered that has worked. And then we integrate it into our learning paths. And then we also give you real-world projects where you have like a peer or a team that basically works with you in the lodge or in the community that you belong to in our Slack community, right? So we have like group of people that are building that project with you, and then you can ask questions, and then you can also interact together to solve specific problems that you might have. So that is how the build part actually works, okay? And then we also have ongoing community mentorship, like this one and many other events that we host that helps you with different ways that you can actually grow once you've been able to acquire these skills. And then at the same time, we also give you job placements and readiness still in our community. Okay, so this is how Mastering Backend is different from other traditional platforms that we already know. Okay, so our success formula is structured learning path, which I've already explained, and then real world project, which I've also shown you exactly how it works, and then the interview preparation, which we have our system, our mock interview platform for, and different webinars that we are going to be hosting just to help you and grow and improve in your career. And also we offer career support where necessary and when we have real candidates that are ready to move the needles. That is how we operate. This is our formula. And we've used this for individuals, right? And you've seen success tremendously. So that is all I have for you guys. I just wanted this to be very quick, but that is all I have. And I mean, as the conversation continues, I'm going to answer more questions. And also we are going to have, conversations together so that we understand better how things are, how we operate. So thank you very much, guys. And over to you again, Blessing.
Okay, thank you very much, Star. Please, let's use our favorite emojis. And thank you so much for giving us your story and sharing your story. This is really, really inspiring. So we're going to move on to another aspect of this section. So I want to ask us if you can unmute yourself, like I said, you speak, and if you can't, you drop your message on the chat box. I know that a lot of us here are developers. So what is one thing that inspired you to want to become a developer or be a backend engineer? So Mr. Solomon has shared his own story, and I believe that each and every one of us have a little story that we can share. One of the things that has or that inspired us to become backend engineers or backend developers. So if you're willing to speak, Olayinkan, what is your own inspirational story?
I was a student. I was writing my project, and I was feeling like I do not want to go back home and just stay home idle. Before this, I have actually been doing on and off with tech, reading, studying, joining calls, and then maybe not completing. So I just decided I knew I would stay a few months at home after graduation. I just want to be idle. I have to get something going for me. So I just started during my final year project, and like I just started rival class, I go back home, work at home, and then boom. After the training, I got internship opportunities, and then that's when I just took it and been non-stop since then. So
Okay, that's good. That's really, really amazing. Okay, for people that I think he is also a Nigerian. So for people that are Nigerians know how we used to see there's something we call shege in Nigeria after graduation, but I think that's where his story came from. The fact that he did not want to come back home and just be like that because our country is really good, really, really good. So moving on, Mr. Kafo, yeah, you said you have 5 years experience. So what is your inspirational story, at least to inspire people that are just starting up? So what's the story behind your own experience?
All right. Thank you very much. For myself, actually, it's more of something I actually enjoy doing. It's something I have fun while doing. Yeah, it still falls back to my school days. I think about 200 level thereabout. Then they were teaching us C++ in my school. So there was a little project they gave to us then. It has to do with us to build some little application. See a little bit related to what Solomon mentioned earlier. Calculator, a CGPA calculator.
So I took it upon myself. Initially, I didn't really take it serious, to be very honest with you. So you know that moment they will tell you submission time is remaining 2 days. You have to rush and do something and submit. So that was how it was for me. So I had to sit down and look at the C++. And I think that particular day, less than 2-3 hours. I've not written C++ before, prior before then. But after 2-3 hours, I was able to put up something that was functional as at that time. You know, that joy I got from bringing out imagination, something you just think from your head, and you see it working live. It gives you some immense joy, you know. So that was what happened then. At the end of the day, I was able to kind of build a very functional CGPA calculation. I have not written C++ before, and that was amazing to me, and that was it. And to be very honest with you, when I submitted that project, I also stopped. So I continued in my 400 level too. After I graduated, I had to do few. That time we have boot camps around. I don't know whether you heard about Decagon. Yeah, I also joined Decagon. If you have heard about Decagon, Decagon is an institute, tech institute too. I do different type of coding exercise there too, about 6 months or thereabouts. So I joined Decagon after my graduation. It was fun because for me personally, I don't know about any other person, I see it as having fun whenever I'm writing codes, right? So the joy there is me bringing imaginations to reality, something you just thought of that is not existing. You just have to put in syntaxes together and then boom, it's working, it's functional. So that is it for me. I can sit for hours trying to get some things sorted out. It's not a punishment. It's something it's like a fun to me. So that is my own story based on how I started going and how I'm still going. Right? Someone said my only inspiration was money. Yeah, you're right. But
Okay, money has to be involved.
Yes, I agree with you. But you know, you have to also talk about continuity. So when you
Yeah,
get to the business and then you're seeing money, how do you sustain it? You have to keep
yes.
your toes, you have to keep your hands busy too to sustain the money, right? So that money part is more like an average Nigerian inspiration, which I am not exempted. Right? So that is just the whole truth.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you so much. So one thing I got there is having passion for something. So it's passion. It is very important that you have passion in whatever you're doing, because that is what is going to drive you, even if the road is tough. But the fact that you have passion for that particular thing, you're going to move on and you will continue until you succeed. So we're going to move on. Mr. Brown, yeah, you also said you have 2 years experience. Can you share just brief inspirational story about how you started backend engineering? Okay, I think it's having network issues. So we're going to move on to
Hello?
Okay, Mr. Brown, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's better. So
Okay.
please
I said
pass.
inspiration is money, like I stated earlier, right?
Okay.
However, I've got a first degree in physics and computing. That's my first degree. Then I
Wow.
moved on to have a master's in computing and information systems, right? So these are the things that made me like, okay, I think this career
part.
could actually pay bill, right?
Oh,
So,
that's amazing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I just stuck with it and decided to learn more. At some point, I think I did contact Solomon Isime when I was having challenges of which stack to focus on. You get at some point, if he can remember, I don't know if he remembers me, but yeah, I'm the guy who contacted you. I'm based in England anyway.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Welcome.
so and it pays the bills. It pays the bills. It keeps me going, and I'm fine. I'm not complaining. So that's why I said. However, I want to correct the last person that said, "Oh, it's a Nigerian thing about money." No, it's not a Nigerian thing. I'm working with Oyibo people, but in my team, a team of 9, I'm the only black. and it's not a Nigerian thing. I want us to take away that mindset. It's about money. If it's not paying bill, nobody's gonna do this. You don't expect me to.
I love how this is going.
Yeah, you don't expect me to stay awake all the night, checking all the commas, checking all the notations, checking all the reading logics, trying to think, and because I just want to do it for passion. No. Both my colleagues are here. They are listening to me. So I'm in the office as I'm speaking to you guys. Right? It's money. If it doesn't pay the bill, nobody will be here.
Okay. Okay, thank you for sharing as well. So at least you have learned something. Money is a good motivation. That's amazing. I love how the chat is going. So money is important. Money is important. The Holy Book says money answered all things. So I believe that that's also is a good inspiration. So when we started, I made mention that Abdul Aziz joined us. He's from our community, and he's going to tell us a story of how he became a community member and how he joined MasteringBackend team. So, Abdulaziz, over to you.
Actually, it's Abdusalam.
Okay, Abdusalam. Okay.
Yeah. So hi guys, hi everyone. How are we all doing? I hope you can all hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So those a brief introduction about myself. My name is Abdusalam Kolawole, and I am currently the full stack developer for MasteringBackend, and also the assistant community manager. So actually, before I joined MasteringBackend, I've been working on a lot of projects. Those kind of like my personal projects to build up my portfolios, right? So on my portfolio, I have different kind of projects from the basics to advanced. So why I'm doing that is because I want to have a strong foundation for some of the programming language that I do write. Mostly I focus on Node.js, and I also write some few basic Python programming language. So so for me to be able to understand those basic and also how to apply and what I have learned on real world project to actually solve a problem. So just like what Mr. Solomon was saying, that you need to be able to apply what you have learned practically. So it's not just learning the theory part. So over time, I have been able to solve a lot of challenges on my project. And while I am building those projects, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of issues, a lot of code errors that I come across. And the way I solve those problems have made me to learn a lot of things, right? So I built those projects from about, let me say, 2 to 4 years. Yeah, 2 to 4 years. So it took me about 4 years to build those projects. And after 4 years, I was able to have that confidence to work with it within a team. So that was why I started, looking for internships around to see how I can get, working with a team, see how I can contribute to what I have learned within a team. So I got some internship. My first internship was with HIIT, and I learned a lot of things. So the way I was learning at first, I was learning. It was a self-learning approach that I was doing back then. So when I joined HIIT, the learning approach was totally different, right? So it's more of like a boot camp actually, but um, we also contribute to the organization. So while we are learning also, we are also contributing to them. So I learned a lot of things from HIIT, and then after HIIT, I started looking for full-time jobs. I went on LinkedIn to search for jobs and also joined some other developer communities. So on those communities that I've joined, that was where I found MasteringBackend. And then on MasteringBackend, I discovered that I can even, instead of just learning some of these theories, I can actually be building projects. Right? And MasteringBackend has a kind of like a challenge right? So where you join the challenge to build the project. So they have different kind of projects. We have the basic project, the mid-level developer projects, and also advanced level projects. So some of the projects on MasteringBackend, I discovered that I've already built some of them. So one particular project caught my attention, which was the build your own fintech project. So I was kind of like interested in that project, and of course I have to enroll. So I enrolled and I started building the project. So initially I built the project. It took me about for the first 3 months, because the project is more of backend, right? So I built the backend part of the project. So I built all the whole endpoints, the controllers, the routers, and everything. And after some time, I discovered that just building the backend alone will not actually like kind of give me that advantage. That's my own opinion, right? So because I want this project to be on my portfolio, and when someone is checking my portfolio, it will be difficult for a kind of like a recruiter to see that, oh, this guy have built a fintech project before, right? A recruiter might not be able to understand the backend part. So what they want to see is the UI, the design, and see, okay, this is how this works, right? So that was why I now started building the front end part also. So that front end also took me about 3 months to build the front end part. I remember reaching out to Mr. Solomon that, sir, please can you help me with some front end code that I can use? And he actually sent some front end code design to me. And then after some time, I have to work on those codes, try to edit it, modify it to fit in my backend endpoints. So I just keep on building and building and building. And then after that, I completed the project. I have to reach out to those communities and say, oh guys, I've been building on this particular project, and here is the full demo of the project. And it was really an exciting moment for me, because I have to learn a lot of things building those projects. And then, a lot of community members were like, oh wow, this is amazing, this is amazing. And I keep on contributing to those communities, and especially MasteringBackend. I was focused on MasteringBackend. Because kind of like there was a lot of engagement on the community. So I have to like being consistent and responding to questions, attending their workshops, and the likes. So that was when the CEO now reached out to me that, oh, Absalam, we are interested in hiring for a particular role. Would you be interested? And that was how I got into MasteringBackend. So over the years, I've been growing and growing and growing, and hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, I believe MasteringBackend will be in a greater place. Yeah.
Abdul Salam, that's good. That's a good story. So I know why I asked him to share a story, and he actually made some points that I needed him to talk about. He was active in the community. One of that thing that stood out for us, because there was a time that he was really disturbing us in our community. So the very moment you post posts on our Slack community, you see him, he's the first person to respond. The very moment, even when you drop posts, he's the first person to respond. Even Mr. Solomon noticed him, not even how busy, like Mr. Solomon is someone that he has a lot that he's doing, but he noticed that one person that always, he's the first message, like his message always is to drop first. So we noticed him. That's how we got to I had a conversation with him, and I found out that he was actually on the job market. He was job hunting, and the rest is history. So the good thing we have to go home with for those that are not yet employed is that any community you find yourself, if you're part of MasteringBackend community member, please be active in our community. A lot of things are going on. We have job people that reach out to us, and we can just, okay, we have this person is our community member, and we send your CV to the people. So don't just be in the community and it's as if you're not there. Make impact. Show that you're there. So just show that you're part of the community. So that's the lessons to be learned. So we're going to move forward, or moving on. So I want to ask a question as well. But after the question, we're going to take our game section. So Abdul Salam also is going to handle the game section. So I want to ask, so is there anybody that can share with us time? At least Abdul Salam has shared his own time of his journey and all of that. So in course of your journey, I know that it's not been easy. Have you been frustrated? Have you gotten to that point you said, oh, I want to give up? Bram talked about money being the inspiration. So at that point, let's say that what you were looking forward or the essence why you went in was not coming forward. So, and you wanted to give up. How did you manage it? You did not give up. What happened and all of that? Like, let's make it, if you're answering, make it short. You can drop on the chat as well so that we don't take much of our time and move over to the game section. Okay, Mr. Brown, I also want you to respond. Is there times that, or was there a time that you felt like, okay, this thing is not working? Maybe I should try something else. Why did you not try something else? What made you stay?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. There are times, so many times, where I was like, oh, do you even think this is worth it? But I think one of the key things that kept me going, in as much as I would say money, two is I always remember my academic background. For someone who had his first degree in physics and computing, right? I know it was a very huge task.
Okay.
Then going on to do a master's in software tools and development in computing and information systems. So whenever I feel like I want to drop off, then I'll realize that, okay, if I drop off, what else am I going to do? Yeah, there's light at the end of the tunnel, but you need to grind it out. So I think that's what kept me.
Okay. Okay, that's really good. That's really good. Is there anybody that wants to share again? What's the one thing that made you not to just give up, even when the frustration was there? Olayinkan, you can also, yeah, you can answer as well.
Hi, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Abdullah. Abdullah Aladmidi. I'm a software engineer as well. Majorly backend engineer. And I recently have the student mentor. So, based on the question, what makes you not give up? You know, sometimes when you look at the dynamic of life, not everyone is lucky to do what they like. Sometimes you do things or you job for two things. It's either you are earning a lot of money there, even if you don't like what you're doing, or you are doing it because you like what you're doing. Yeah. So I would say it's a mix of both for me. So I really don't. Yeah, it's frustrating, especially after I experienced my first layoff with the team that I was working with, like my first professional experience with my team. So not even my team, like the whole organization. So I mean, it was crazy, and I just feel like so even no matter how how still I enjoyed everything I have been, there might just be a time one day, everyone is just gone just like that, and that's all. So sometimes you have to think twice and you think about your career itself, but it's cool and there are still a lot of people in there and it's always buzzing, always things to build, always solutions to build. So it's never ending. So to me, I would say it's a mix of passion and comfort and to me. So yeah, that's it for my end.
Okay, mix of personal comfort. Okay, that's good. Well done, everyone. So I also believe that we are learning. Okay. Alexa said, well, I always believe that I will be successful as a software engineer, and giving up will mean letting go of that dream and all the work I have did for it. I've done for it. Plus, I genuinely love it here. I love my job. It gets hard sometimes, but I do not think there is anything else I'd rather be doing career-wise. Oh, that's amazing. That's good. That's good. Well done. I love the fact that you love your job and you're happy with what you're doing. Okay, Mr. Kafo, you can speak.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
in terms of challenges, I think is a normal thing, normal routine, right? So for me, I'll always speak about the one I could recall at the moment because it was a very, very tough one for me as a then, right? So there was there was this company I was working with, that was about 2 years ago. So we're building a product. It was an amazing product, though, right? So from the beginning to the end of that product, especially the backend, I was the one handling about 80% of it. There were challenges, right? Challenges such as you no longer own your time, even during the weekend. They might require your attention. In fact, there was a day I was in church. I'm a Christian, around about 9 a.m. and I saw a chat from my CTO, Kingsley, we need you now. You know, it was very funny. I was like, wait, these guys don't know today is Sunday or what? So I had to, the way they were like pestering me that moment. In fact, what I was even doing in church then, I no longer concentrate. So what's the need? I had to like just get out of that place and came down home and opened my laptop. Then we had to join. We have to join a meeting at that particular point. As a matter of fact, the meeting lasted over 6 hours. Right. So when
Wow.
yes, it's normal stuff whenever we're building product that way. So why I didn't give up on that particular product before go live was because personally I had an intention to build a solution out there which is almost similar to what we are currently doing then. So I wanted to see all the process, challenges, everything, so that when I start building my own personal products, it won't be that much of a challenges anymore. Right? So that was why no matter what they did there, I still stayed and make sure that I finish the project till go live.
Okay.
When I jumped on mine, it was just like an express delivery. It was just very easy. That was it for me.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing. So the experience shaped you in building your own. That's amazing. Okay, that's good. So we're going to move over to the game section. So that it will be more fun. I believe that you're having fun because me, I'm actually having fun. I'm being encouraged as well. So we're going to move over to the game section, and after that, we'll just start wrapping up. So after the game section, we have someone here also that's part of us, Mastering Backend. Mr. Victor, you will be giving us a little brief about the job market. You also share a little bit of your story as well. So let's go over to the game section.
Okay, guys. So I believe you are all familiar with Kahoot.it. So I'll be dropping the link. Just click on the link, and I'll also share the pin to access the game now. Just a minute. Okay, I just sent the pin to access the game. So please, let's start joining. Guys, so sorry, I'm going to share the pin again. There was a mix-up. Yeah, so you can join with the new pin now again, please. I've sent the link again, and then the pin also is 7506250. And we are about 13 on this particular call right now. So once we have about 10 people, we'll start the game. Guys, please, if you have joined the game, please kindly react so that I can know how many people have joined, please. Oh, okay. Okay, I think we can start the game now. We have about more than 10 people that have joined now. Okay, so we have 4 people who got it right. right? Sorry, two people got it right and 4 people missed it. So rest means
Okay.
representational state transfer. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Which HTTP method is idempotent?
Sorry, I don't know if it's me, but I'm seeing different things here. I'm seeing shapes here.
Okay. Let me share my screen.
Same thing with me. I'm seeing triangle.
Yeah,
I'm
see your
seeing
screen.
circle and things.
Okay, can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's continue, right?
So sorry,
I think you should make
will you
it
start
forward.
again? Will you start again because you need the post question?
Okay, let me start the game again. Okay, so this is the game pin. Let's start joining the game.
Share just share the
Okay.
pin again. And the link as well.
Okay. Okay, so I'm sending the link and also the pin to join the game.
Okay.
So please let's start joining again. If you have joined,
So
please kindly react so that we
how
can start
the
again.
game is, yes, how the game is you look at the question on the screen, then I think you can answer from there.
So guys, I'm starting now.
So the shapes represent each of the answers. So you choose the answer.
So what does rest stand for? So here are the options.
You already said that first one, so it's like a bonus answer. In as much as I know it.
Okay, so one person missed it. Right.
Again.
Next question. Which HTTP method is idempotent? So these are the options. So I hope, since we are all familiar with Kahoot, you know it works with time and also the correct answer. Okay, so the HTTP method is idempotent, that's using put, right? Okay, so 4 people missed it. Let's continue. What is the main purpose of a load balancer? So most of the cloud guys will be able to answer this question.
Let's see the options.
Okay, these are the options. Store user sessions, encrypt data, distribute traffic across servers, and compile code.
Can we see it? We're not seeing it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not seeing my screen.
I'm seeing it.
Okay.
I think it's from my end.
Okay, wow. Means everyone is a cloud developer here. Okay, so next question. Which database is classified as no SQL? So these are the options. No SQL. Okay. Wow, MongoDB, yes, MongoDB, correct. What does ACID stand for in databases? Okay. Next question. What is the purpose of caching? Okay. Great. Next question. Which protocol is commonly used for secure communication? Secure communication. Remember time, if you want to climb the leaderboard, you have to be very fast in answering the question. So This is a very simple question. Yeah, HTTPS. Next question, what is a microservices architecture? Okay. Let's keep going. Independent services working together. Yeah, correct. And so what is supervised learning? And so this is for the AI guys. So if you miss this particular question, just come and enroll for our AI courses. Get.
Exactly. Very important.
Wow. We have 8 people got it correctly and 1 person missed it. So if you are that person, please just check our courses and see what supervised learning is and unsupervised learning is. We have different concepts in artificial intelligence. So let's go. Which algorithm is used for classification? This one is a little bit complex. If you are not an expert, you might not be able to answer this correctly. All the 3 people got it correctly. Okay, so please check our AI courses on the platform. What is overfitting? Great. What is a neural network? What is a neural network inspired by? So, okay. So from artificial intelligence, we have machine learning, deep learning. So all these concepts, where is it inspired from? So we have very simple question. Yeah, the human brain. Great. What is NLP in AI? Simple question. Great. What is the purpose of a loss function? Great. Measure model error. Yeah, so I'm going to see, let's see who is the first, second, and third.
So who is at the leaderboard? Like, who's the first person?
So the first person is Odili. Please, who is Odili?
Who's
Kindly
Odili?
react.
If you're
Odili
Odili,
is the first.
oh,
The
congratulations.
second person is Alex in devs, and the third person
Okay.
is Ghost. Congratulations to you guys. The fourth runner-up is Ois. The fifth is Olaleko. Congratulations to you guys. So I hope
Okay,
you've learned
that's
something
amazing.
today. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well done. I hope you had fun in this section. So this is good. Thank you, Abdusalam. So Mr. Victor, if you're here, please take up, and when we're done after him, we are going to be wrapping up.
All right. So what was my question again, please?
You can share a bit of inspiration so far about your journey, and also tell us about the hiring process a little bit.
Okay, let me start with inspiration. So let me make it real quick. So, well, I did start off as a software engineer. I wouldn't even consider myself one up till now. But thank God for AI. At least that has been a very strong partner to me and other engineers that has come along to help me. I am the founder of Land. So Land.me is the career growth agent that helps you actually land tech roles without sending 100 plus applications. So my journey to building land started when I while running my previous company, Vex Studio. So we worked with global SaaS companies and VC companies to build their content teams and execute content for them. And with that came the responsibility of doing a lot of hiring. So I had a lot of people both in and outside Nigeria, but I noticed a pattern while running Vex Studio.
most of the people I hired that did well working for me or for the companies I was working for, most of them didn't come through the traditional application process because, of course, you create you create you open a vacancy and you get hundreds and hundreds of applications, and if I even like speaking for myself, I honestly didn't have the time to look at all those resumes. Sometimes I'll just glance through them, come out, I'll reach out, and turns out still not a good fit. So I knew that problem was there, that companies were struggling to actually find good talent. And then, some years later, me too, I started seeking for jobs when vet studio, that's the story for another day. And I noticed too that I'll send so many applications and I'll not get hired or I'll even get a response. And then I started applying differently. So I'll see a role I like, I'll take a small project and send to the hiring manager, to the CEO, interviews. It happened back to back to back. So I now realized that, oh, this problem I was facing running back studio. And now, as someone who is looking for a job, it has a lot to do with how people apply, and that sending hundreds and hundreds of applications doesn't solve the problem. So that was the inspiration behind building land from I think 8 months ago. And I think the results have shown for themselves because currently we have hundreds of people using land to across different career trajectory from software engineers to product marketers. And yeah, I built the software and I use land also to test what I built. I use land to land, a part-time job I'm doing on the side. So I could, of course, raise funds to build land. And so when I saw this open role, like this senior product marketing role at Clue, which is like a very big company based in Canada, I just did a project that Land recommended and sent it to the hiring manager. And immediately he saw that project, he was like, okay, Victor, when can you start working with us? So that has been that's my inspirational story. So identifying a gap, and then with AI engineering and all that, being able to articulate that gap very well, and then of course I've had the support of your founder here, Solomon, to help me look at the code, ensure it's secure and all those stuff. Being able to build software. So that's my inspirational story. And I think it has a lot to do with the whole hiring market. So from what we've seen from hundreds of people using land every week, is that so we have our process at Land is you come with the job, like Land can match you to jobs, or you come with the jobs by yourself if you maybe come across them somewhere else. The first thing Land does is to deep analyze the job for you. So what we say is that so many people send so many applications without even deep analyzing the jobs to see if it even matches their profiles. If I open my database, like if I open our data for you, see that across all the jobs that have been analyzed on Land so far, and I'm talking about thousands of jobs, the average fit score is about 6.3 over 10. So we see people say they have engineering experience of 5 years plus, but when they deep analyze jobs with Land, they get a fit score of 4.0 or less, which is automatically, like if they apply to that job without doing some necessary things, they're always going to get an immediate rejection. So the first problem that insight has taught us is the job descriptions you see, captures just maybe 60% or 40% of what a company is hiring to solve. If you don't understand the current stage of the company and the business goals they are trying to solve, you can't contextualize, like in a nutshell, if you can't contextualize why they are hiring to their business goals, you'll just be another applicant blasting a resume. But when you understand a company, like if a company's next milestone is to hit $10 million ARR and they are hiring a software engineer, you are more likely to get an interview if you can contextualize your application to that goal that they are chasing. So while so many people look at the application and say, oh, they want JavaScript, they want React skills, they want front-end skills and all that, strategic applicants are looking at it from the angle of, okay, if I bring my JavaScript skills, if I bring my React skills, how can I frame it in a way that makes them see that these skills is what they need to get to their next revenue goals or their next growth stage. So that's the first insight. And now when you're able to understand that first insight, the next thing you want to do is, while others are just blasting the resumes and passively going on to the next one and blasting the next resume, you want to ask yourself, what can I do right now to use and demonstrate to this company that not just do I understand their next growth milestone, I can do something tangible to show that I have what it takes to help them actually do that. And that brings me to the second thing we are seeing in the hiring market, where, which is what Land does for you. Land will recommend 3 to 5 projects, and anyone you like, maybe anyone that is easier for you, you can solve either of these projects, and then Land is going to give you outreach messages and tell you who you should send those outreach to. So just to explain that, like somebody, like one of our case studies recently, he has been trying to land a job in Miro, and Miro is a very big company. You don't get a role in Miro by chance. So he started using Land. He analyzed one of their senior growth designer roles, and so he owns a podcast because he's based in the UK, and he has interviewed like 3 people on the growth team on Miro. So in his own mind, he was thinking that because he has relationship with these people, when he reaches out to them, when they have an opening, that they are going to like be putting word for him and get an interview. But he reached out to these people who would probably call friends because he has interviewed them on his podcast, and they were like, well, Emmanuel, like, yeah, we don't really know what we can do. Like, he couldn't do it. Well, so he used Land to analyze the job. He completed one of the projects and sent it to somebody that Land recommended for him that is not even somebody he knew before, that is working in Miro. And immediately the person saw that project he completed, the person was like, wow, this thing you saw aligns with the problem we are trying to solve at Miro. Are you open to applying to a job? We sent him a link to a job. The next day, he was interviewing with Miro's head of design. As I'm talking to you now, he's finalizing his process to join Miro officially as a senior growth designer. So these are things we are seeing in the market, and like this is the thing we are democratizing at land.me, where instead of waking up every day and applying blindly to jobs, analyze the jobs you're targeting, and be very, very honest with yourself. If you see that these jobs, there are skills that they are requiring, and you're getting a low fit score of maybe less than 6.0, don't waste your time applying, because somebody better than you is also applying for that job. Take the gaps that you see that Land identifies for you in those roles, go and work on those gaps first. When you work on those gaps, you increase your odds of becoming undeniable. And then the analysis is free. The gaps and the growth plan and everything you need to work on to make yourself undeniable is free. So that's my 2 cents on hiring based on what we are seeing from the people who are using the product that we are building at Land. So let me stop there, and I don't know if there are any questions, but I think that should do, right? Blessing.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Victor. That's amazing. And Mr. Victor has actually been one of our guest speakers. Thank you so much for sharing about the job market. Also, I would really appreciate if you can drop the link on the chat box for people that want to sign up with Land, so that can go about it. So we are rounding up, and I believe that we must have connected with 1 or 2 persons. So this is time for you to connect with 1 or 2 persons. Mr. Brown, I don't know if you can still hear me. I know you said you were working, you were at the office. So I'm going to, for me, I've connected with like so many people here today, which I'm going to reach out to after this event. At least I can bring them in to come and talk to our community members as guest speakers. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Brown, Mr. Okafo. I hope you don't mind if I reach out to you. about being a guest speaker in one of our events. So it's time for us to connect with one another and connect with people that have had experience more than you. Okay, Mr. Brown said it's fine. So I don't know if you can drop your email address as well so that I can reach out to Mr. Brown, Mr. Okafor. You can drop your email address for me via the chat. So it is time for us to connect. You want to connect with people, you can drop your email and people can reach out to you. Maybe your LinkedIn handle so that you can reach out to people. And you don't know, you reach out to Mr. Victor as well, and he will help you to know about how to go about land, and you can land yourself a job, a good job. So it is time for us to connect. That's the essence of this virtual bonding. So thank you, Mr. Brown, for dropping your email. Mr. Kafo, you can drop your email as well for me. The name of which product, please? Okay, so Wisdom is dropping his LAN. So Mr. Victor, you can also drop your the link for people to sign up to LAN.
Yeah, I got this. It's LAN for sure.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So please, you can drop your LinkedIn handle for us to reach out to you. And for those also that have not joined our Slack community, please of several messages today about how our community have helped people and how we're still helping. Even Mr. Victor, looking at Mr. Solomon. So it's important that you build a very strong, build a good community of people that help you career-wise. So I will appreciate it if you drop your LinkedIn handle. Also, okay, people already drop your LinkedIn handle, drop your emails for people to reach out to you or your LinkedIn handle so that we can connect with other persons. Yes, that's the essence of this meeting, for us to connect with people that can help you. Also, if you have not joined our MasteringBackend Slack community, the link is also in the chat box. Please join our community now, introduce yourself, and we'll be there to help you if you have any challenge. So we are wrapping up this section, and our Chief Operating Officer is here. Mr. Lucky, you can also say hi to the house before we take our closing remark.
All right. Thank you so much, Blessing, for that warm introduction. It's nice to have every one of you here. Such a wonderful community. So MasteringBackend, we're looking at raising and building this community to one of the most well-known community around Nigeria and Africa at large. So at some point, every point, we need you guys to actually get there. So wonderful work you're doing, Blessing. So I think I'll just pause for now. So thank you guys for coming around. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lucky, for joining us today. So this is just me here saying thank you to everyone that have joined this event. A lot of persons are already they were in their workplace, working, but they took out their time specifically to join this section. It really means a lot to me. And for people that could not join, that registered, definitely the events, the records are going to be shared in our social media handles, and we'll send it. You have access to look at it later. So I really, really appreciate everyone that have been supporting the community to move to a better place where we are. We hope that, I also hope that, I think I'm going to ask this. If you actually enjoyed this section, just give us like, use your favorite emoji. If you enjoy this section, if you want us to have this like often where we'll just come and okay, that's good. That's good. I'm happy. I'm excited that a lot of us enjoyed this section. So that's amazing. And it's something that we're going to continue. So it's not just going to be about learning and learning. We should have time that we can just connect with people, talk about or share about our experiences. I know that we didn't have much time to share about some pain points, something we feel like could be improved. I know that we have had a good time in this section. So although we didn't have much of the time because we said late, some few minutes. So please, next time we'll have opportunity for us to, for people that want to rant, for people that want to share advice and all of that, such opportunity will be given as well to everyone. So please and please again, thank you so much for joining. Someone dropped a message. Okay, I think you should send me a message on Slack. Join our Slack community. Isosa Matthew. Join our Slack community and send me a message on Slack and we'll respond to you as well. So thank you everyone for joining as well. Thank you so much. So have a great day. Our Slack community channel is there. You can join our Slack community, introduce yourself, and we'll be here to help you. And also, lastly, we have our boot camp that is coming up, Goland boot camp that'll be starting very soon. Please, I would advise that we enroll for the boot camp. Also, we have a Python mini boot camp also that is starting immediately. A lot of persons already are in that boot camp. Please, you can join as well. And we'll also be having sections, workshops. Please, you can join as well. No, for our Slack community, you're not paying any money. It's free. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Brown. Community members working with C# and .NET should reach out to me. Thank you. Mr. Brown, I think you should drop your email address again, please, for the last time. Yes, the boot camp. Okay, you're asking about the boot camp. Yes, it's not free. It's not free. There's a fee to it. Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown, for dropping your email address again for us. Ezedigwe, you said you have joined the community, Slack community, and nothing is happening. Like, I don't understand. Like, where you join the Slack community, send me a message on Slack, send me a message, work from blessing, send me a message, and I will respond to you. And I will share our channels. Okay, okay, you can speak.
Okay, so I was saying I've filled the form on the website and I clicked on the button join, but it's not leading me anywhere.
Have you joined Slack before?
Yeah, I'm on Slack. I have Slack.
Okay. Okay. I think Mr. Lucky also is taking note of that. I've taken note of that. You can also drop your email address here and we'll see how to reach you.
Okay.
Yeah. So once again, thank you very much for joining the section. Please, don't forget to Mr. Brown say if you know that you're good with C#, please join. This is going to help you please reach out to him. He has already also sent his email address, which please reach out to him. So thank you everyone that joined the section. To have a great day. So we'll be ending the meeting and bye. Okay, you're reaching out to him on his email. Like he sent his email address. Check the chat, you see Mr. Brown. That's if, yes, if you're good with C#, please reach out to Brown. Can see his email address, send him your CV, reach out to him, tell him that you joined the section, the virtual community bonding section, MasteringBackend, and you're reaching out to him in regards to the message that he sent on the chat. So, okay, that's good. Bye, everyone.